Hi guys, I'm Misty, and welcome back to my dev journal. Last episode I talked a lot about the premise of the game and what I already worked on, and this time I want to talk about a little bit about the same, but specifically about the battles. So let's start with a short recap of what I talked about last time. Currently I'm making a deck builder rhythm game with very little experience in game development. The main gameplay loop will be turn-based battles between you and an opponent. You'll pick a move or item to use, and then you'll perform 4 bars of a song to determine the attack power. You'll also be able to equip little guys to assist in your battles, think kind of like Jokers from Balatro or Occult Squirrels from Gunfire Reborn. Last time I talked about what I already made in the game, which was a lot. I talked about player movement, NPCs, interacting, background graphics, and of course the battles, which I'll talk more about right now. So I know this video is way past 1 week from the previous video, but when a week rolled around, I was pretty close to being done with the battles, so I decided to just hold off until they were actually finished, and then finally started kicking my butt. But now it has a first draft. It's still very crude, but it works, minus a few glitches that I can't solve, so I'll consider it done for now. It works more or less how I explained in the previous video, though I did accidentally break the whole thing trying to change how it works, then I had to restart from a previous save. But here's the rundown. The player gets into a battle, and the song starts. Instead of spawning regular notes, like it previously did, deactive notes spawn instead. The player then chooses to use a move or use an item. The only one that's actually implemented right now is using a move since I don't have an inventory yet. When they choose a move to use, the note spawner starts spawning active notes. The hitbox for the rhythm buttons only registers active notes and ignores the deactive notes. At the same time, the game starts a coroutine that lasts for 4 measures, and once the coroutine finishes, it tells the note spawner to start spawning deactive notes again. The damage move does isn't decided by how well you perform. Instead, it's a constant value, but casting move works a little bit differently. Each move has a requirement for successfully hitting the opponent, whether it's scoring above a threshold or getting a streak of a certain amount of notes. If the player misses the threshold, the move misses and does no damage, and the enemy more or less gets a free attack in. The battle ends when the enemy or player's health goes to or below 0, and the debug log shows if you won or lost. While playing this to make sure everything works, I realize the gameplay is a little bit tedious, so I'm considering redesigning how battles work. For now, I'll keep it the same, but I have a bunch of ideas of possible ways to change it in the future. Also, hitting a note now has a sound effect. All that said, the first draft of combat is done. It will be updated once I get the little guys working, and again once I get the player's inventory and items working. I originally had a lot of plans for what I wanted to do next in the game, like implement Yard Spinner for more advanced dialogue, and write a whole storyline. However, I'm realizing that this project is really ambitious. Now I'm not going to stop development on the game, I'm just going to take the project in a little bit of a different direction. Instead of making this a linear story game, I'm going to lean heavier into the Poke-Rogue, Splatoon Sign Order, Balatro roguelite style. I should mention I was already planning on making a roguelite version of the game that unlocks after the player completes the story, but I think at this point I should limit the scope of my project just a little bit. After all, I do have very limited experience in game development, and I think it would be better to focus on just learning one aspect rather than the whole thing at once. This way, I'll be able to work on just coding in Unity, and there will be a lot less character art and story writing needed. I don't want to give up on the story though, so I think once I complete the roguelite version, I'll continue development on the story portion. But yeah, thanks for watching my second dev journal video. Weekly uploads obviously won't work, but I'll update you guys when I do something important. Like before, I'll link the Google Doc to the written dev journal in the description if you want to track live updates. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!